Good evening, you're watching 7 at 7. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Let me quickly take you through the headlines. Prime Minister Modi kicks off the Moscow tour. Russia rolls out the red carpet. Mega diaspora welcome for the Prime Minister. Kremlin to host Prime Minister for a gala dinner with Putin. Rahul Gandhi in strife-torn Manipur visits violence hotbed Churanchandpur, meets survivors of the ethnic conflict. BJP calls it Sikh tragedy tourism. Supreme Court makes scathing observations in NEET leaks as sanctity of exam compromise, directs NTA to reveal full disclosure of leak. Probe intensifies in Mumbai hit-and-run horror. Lookout notice against killer brat. Father of accused arrested, then gets bail. Shinde vows all guilty will be punished. Monsoon mayhem wreaks havoc in India's financial capital. Mumbai's train lifeline limp back to normalcy. NDRF teams deployed. Chief Minister Shinde takes stock. Army vehicle ambushed in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua. Massive search and cordon operations launched. Sources suggest terrorists hurled grenade at the army vehicle. After Tamil Nadu BSP chief PMK Neta attack in the state, Chennai-style gang attack in Kudalur, assailant stabbed PMK Neta outside his residence. Now, Prime Minister Modi kicked off his two-day Russia tour. Well, he received a grand red carpet welcome and Russia's Guard of Honor. The moment he landed at the Moscow airport, this is Prime Minister's first visit to Russia since the Russia-Ukraine war, and also the first state visit, post he has taken over in the avatar of Modi 3.0. Now, as part of his mega diaspora outreach, Prime Minister met Indians in Russia and witnessed an energetic Garba performance at his own hotel. Prime Minister will also interact with Indian students of Kendriya Vidyalaya in Moscow. Sources tell India Today that Russian President Putin to host a private gala dinner for Modi at his Moscow cottage, where both leaders will set the tone for the bilateral to follow. The meet is set to be a significant one as it focuses on strengthening bilateral ties as well as global security. A key focus will be on real-time payment mechanism and the use of RuPay cards in Russia and MIR cards in India.
A number of students here, both Indian and Russian, with me. Let's begin by asking you your name and what do you do and what are you doing here?
My name is Maxim Yadav. Here I study in Financial University in Moscow only, and I also teach Russian language to the Indian students who come from India.
And you're holding the tricolor with great pride, huh?
Yes.
Excellent. And what's your name? What brings you here?
My name is Valeria Sasoeva. I'm a student from Tver State University, and I came here to support my friends to invite their Prime Minister.
So, you know about Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his summit here with President Putin?
Yes, of course. I'm a student of international relations, so I know about Russia-Indian relationships well.
And are you a student too?
Yes, my name is Puneet Sharma. I study in Tver State Medical University in Tver. And as he said, like, we are Team Ravi, and we were invited by the embassy here to see our Prime Minister.
I have a number of young college students who are joining us, and they're wearing t-shirts that says India Day. And also the Indian culture on India Day is something that they talk about very extensively. Why don't you come and join me? Tell me your name and tell me more about how do you celebrate India Day?
My name is Yugandhara, and we usually celebrate India Day during 15th to 18th August. So we have a lot of programs that day. There are mehndi stalls, then jewelry stalls, sari stalls. We sell a lot of Indian clothing. And there are majority Russians coming to the India Day. They love the Indian culture.
So Russians love Indian culture, and they on India's Independence Day, 15th August onwards, 15th to 18th August, you have a lot of celebrations. In your university, is it in Moscow? Is it in different parts of Russia? It's in Moscow.
Yeah.
And even outsiders come to your university.
Yes, yes.
And I was told that there's something about Indian culture. There's lots of mehendi and what all happens. Tell us.
Actually, the Russians come and they are the ones who are wanting to do mehendi on us. And as you saw earlier, there are a lot of Russians trying to get into Bollywood and the traditional dances like Kathak and all. They practice for like a month before and come to perform on the India Day.
Wow.
Yes.
They perform they practice for a month. And Kathak, because Kathak, be it Kathak, Bharatnatyam or Odissi, they're very difficult dances. You have to really put in a lot of effort.
Yes, yes.
And they do it.
Yep.
How do you feel as an Indian in Russia?
I feel really proud. I really enjoy it here. And I'm glad that Modi is coming today.
Why? I mean, so what if the Prime Minister of India is coming? Why should you be excited? What brings that excitement?
Because we love Modi. We love to celebrate it.
Really?
Yes.
And I see a lot of Russians celebrating. Why are Russians celebrating?
They also love Modi. They love the Indian culture immensely.
Really?
Yes.
They know about Prime Minister Modi?
Yep, they know about it.
What is the conversation like that you have with them?
They are like, we're really excited to meet Modi and they hope to meet him and get to see talk to him maybe.
All right, well, it is all niceties today. Let's listen in to all reactions that have been coming in thick and fast, where the Indian diaspora and Russian residents coming in eagerly awaiting for Prime Minister Modi's arrival in Moscow. Listen in and we'll cut across to our Foreign Affairs editor.
हम सब लोग बहुत excited, बहुत proud है क्योंकि ये बात मिस्टर पुतिन के साथ बहुत important है दोनों countries के लिए तो हम सब लोग सोच रहे हैं क्या इंडिया और रशिया बहुत पुरानी दोस्तें हैं तो ऐसे रिलेशनशिप करना पड़ेगा हमेशा हमेशा के लिए
क्या आप एक्साइटेड हैं?
हाँ बहुत एक्साइटेड मैं जानती हूँ थर्ड टर्म के लिए मोदी जी फर्स्ट टाइम बाहर जाता था तो ये भी बहुत बड़ा चीज़ है
Something has happened this time. I cannot tell you. The whole Russia is talking about. It's more exciting. You can say everybody's excited. Everybody knows about this thing. Russian media has been covering it very positively, and it's again the proud moment for the Russians because Prime Minister is coming for the first bilateral visit after his third time coming to the power. So it talks too much for Russia, and Russian sees this is one more milestone in their friendship.
हम तो बिल्कुल बहुत सालों से इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि माननीय हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी रसिया में आए ये भारत और रसिया के बीच में और ज्यादा मधुरता लाएगा वो यहाँ पे आएंगे तो हमें बहुत ज्यादा खुशी है कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं तो बहुत ज्यादा हम उनका वेट कर रहे हैं
बहुत अच्छी बात होगी इंडिया और रशिया के रिलेशनशिप बढ़ाने के लिए और काफी टाइम के बाद यहाँ पर उनका आना हुआ है पहले कई सालों पहले वो आए थे कोविड के पहले आए हुए थे तो मुझे लगता है अभी इस वॉर सिचुएशन को लेके बहुत कुछ अच्छा ही कुछ पॉजिटिव होने वाला है यूक्रेन और इसके वॉर को लेके
Our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, joining us live. Geeta, this visit of significance, the first where Modi 3.0 is concerned, the first state visit also, the first post the Russia-Ukraine war, the niceties done today. Tomorrow we get down to business. What can India expect?
Well, there's a host of issues that India and Russia would be discussing, the leaders would be discussing. It has a bilateral aspect, regional and global. This comes at a time, Preeti, when we are looking at the world trying to isolate or endeavoring to isolate Russia. And in that, India's strong message that India is going to stand by Russia. This is a very important visit, not more so for Russia than for India, because Russia needed a friend that even the West really looks up to and engages. And India is one such friend. Russia does have friends in China, and recently we saw the visit to North Korea. But those are not countries that you can say you're engaging a democratic nation. If there's any country which engages both the West and Russia, it is India. And so that's why this visit becomes very important. Also, the fact that this is Prime Minister Modi's first official state visit to a country in particular. His first visit, in fact, was to Italy, but it was for the G7 summit. Had it not been the G7 summit, Italy in all probability might not have been his first country of visit. So choosing Russia as his first country of visit in itself is really important. It's significant. It really emphasizes the relationship and the fact that India is not going to, in at least the near future, be letting go of Russia as the West would have wanted. In terms of conversations, there are going to be a lot. There's a review that the two sides are going to do on the defense, strategic, economic, trade, investment, education, culture, and tourism front. But in terms of trade and investment, Preeti, we have seen how Russia has been, because of all the sanctions, has been trying to see whether there can be a local currency exchange on trade. And while the two sides have been trying to work it out, it has not been very smooth. There have been issues. There are areas that need to be dealt with. So that's one aspect. But we're expecting some important announcements. They've not been spelled out yet. So let's wait and see what the agreements and the announcements are going to look like between the two sides.
Well, you're going to keenly follow that. Appreciate you joining us, Geeta Mohan. With that, I want to quickly shift focus to the other developing story, and a disturbing one at that is coming in from Maharashtra. Well, sadly, it's also a story that repeats itself every few weeks or months, where VVIP racism or entitlement is concerned. One VVIP brat, a luxury car, and innocent lives lost. In Mumbai's Worli, this time around, a Shinde Sena Neta's son, 24-year-old Mihir Shah, rammed his BMW into a couple early hours of Sunday morning, killing his wife on the spot. 36 hours since the crash, the Mumbai cops are clueless of Mihir's whereabouts.
After Pune, now a hit-and-run tragedy on the roads of Mumbai. A speeding BMW rammed a two-wheeler around 5:30 a.m. on Sunday, leaving one dead and another injured. The car was allegedly driven by 24-year-old Mihir Shah, son of Shiv Sena leader Rajesh Shah. The victim, 45-year-old Kaveri Nakhwa, was dragged by the car for more than 2 kilometers. Kaveri and her husband Pradeep, who is seriously injured, were on their way to sell fish. Police have arrested Rajesh Shah, the owner of the BMW, and the driver Raj Rishi, who was allegedly in the car at the time of the accident. India Today has accessed CCTV images that show Mihir and his friends leaving a Juhu bar in a Mercedes at around 1:40 a.m., hours before the deadly crash.
11:08 को ये 4 लोगों का ग्रुप आया था. वो लोग बैठे थे, वो लोग ने खाना खाया, ड्रिंक किया एंड 11:14 को बिल पेमेंट खत्म कर दिया. 11:26 को दे वर आउट ऑफ द प्रीमाइसेस. ठीक है, जो लड़का मिहिर बोला जा रहा है उसने ड्रिंक भी नहीं किया है. वो डिटेल्स सीसीटीवी में पुलिस भी चेक कर रही है, उनके पास सारी डिटेल्स है और हमारे यहाँ से कोई उसका लेना नहीं.
Mihir is booked for culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, and rash and negligent driving, endangering human life. Police teams have also been formed to track down Mihir, who is on the run. Maharashtra CM Eknath Shinde has assured strict action against all involved in the hit and run.
हिट एंड रन में किसी को भी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा. वो कितना भी इन्फ्लुएंस वाला हो, कोई भी हो, पॉलिटिकल हो, पैसे वाला हो, ये गरीब की जान होती है और इसीलिए कोई भी हो उसको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा.
The opposition has slammed the Shinde camp, calling them गुंडों का सेना.
अगर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर, पुलिस व्यवस्था, कानून उस राज्य में है तो मिहिर शाह को पकड़ लीजिए. उसका नाम शाह है, भूलो मत. शाह, ये भाग जाने वाले लोग हैं क्राइम करके.
As Mumbai mourns the loss of Kaveri Nakhwa, her family and community are demanding justice and accountability.
Police has formed 16 teams to track down Mihir Shah, and they have also questioned Mihir Shah's family and friends. Yesterday, police has arrested Rajesh Shah, who is the father of Mihir Shah, and he was in constant touch with Mihir after the accident. With camera person Mahesh More, this is Dipesh Tripathi for India Today, Mumbai.
Meanwhile, in the Worli hit-and-run case, the accused's father, Rajesh Shah, has now been granted bail while his son continues to be on the run, and there's a manhunt for him. Shinde Sena Netha was arrested just a few hours ago, only to be released in a single day. The hit-and-run accused Mihir Shah is still on the run, and a manhunt now has been launched for him, while his father, on whose name the vehicle was taken into arrest and now consequently released, is out on bail. The big question continues to remain, where is Mihir Shah?
मैं प्रशासन से यही बात करूंगा कि जैसे मेरे औरत को खींच के लेके गया है गाड़ी के नीचे डाल के, वैसा मैं उसको खींच के लेके जाएगा। सजा होके क्या सजा होएगी? मेरी औरत तो चली गई, मेरा घर उजड़ गया, मेरे बीबी, मेरा लड़का विड़का देखो रो रहा है, माँ माँ करके रो रहा है। क्या करूं मैं, बताओ? न्याय की उम्मीद करते हैं आप? न्याय अभी क्या न्याय बताओ ना, अभी 24 घंटा होके गया, अभी वो मिला नहीं।
The abject heartbreak coming in from the victim's husband. Once again, let's listen in to what the victim's husband has to say, and we'll cut across to my colleague Dipesh. Listen in once again.
मैं प्रशासन से यही बात करूंगा कि जैसे मेरे औरत को खींच के लेके गया है गाड़ी के नीचे डाल के, वैसा मैं उसको खींच के लेके जाएगा। सजा होके क्या सजा होएगी? मेरी औरत तो चली गई, मेरा घर उजड़ गया, मेरे बीबी, मेरा लड़का विड़का देखो रो रहा है, माँ माँ करके रो रहा है। क्या करूं मैं, बताओ? न्याय की उम्मीद करते हैं आप? न्याय अभी क्या न्याय बताओ ना, अभी 24 घंटा होके गया, अभी वो मिला नहीं।
If this doesn't cut deep, God alone knows what will. Who you just heard was the victim's husband. He was riding the scooter. His wife was sitting pillion, and you can hear his heartbreaking statement coming in at a time when Mihir Shah, the possible culprit, still on a run. A man had launched against him. My colleague Dipesh Tripathi has been tracking the story very closely. He joins us live for more details. Dipesh, what is the police telling you? How in the world is it that the Mumbai police still have absolutely no clue where Mihir Shah is?
Yes, exactly. Mihir Shah is not a hardcore criminal, and he is according to the police sources, a first-time offender. But this is not understandable to anybody, that how can Mumbai police could not track down an accused within a 24 hours of hit-and-run case. That too when Mumbai police is considered as one of the most efficient police forces in the country. The secondly most important thing, the Rajesh Shah, who is the father of the accused, was arrested yesterday by Mumbai police, and he also granted a bail by the court today. Looking the whole case, the police was not able to get a single day custody of his father. So the question arises, on what ground and why police arrested Rajesh Shah when they can't even take a one-day custody of him? So the most important question is, where is Mihir Shah right now? Police has formed more than 16 teams to track down Mihir, but he is not in touch with anybody, and he is not in the radar of the police.
All right, okay. All right, Dipesh, we're going to continue to come back to you for more updates on that story. Mihir Shah still on the run. And as bizarre as it gets, viewers, the father, of course, understandably, due procedure of law, was arrested as he's the owner of the car and now duly been given bail in a day's time. But where is his son? That's the big question. This is what VVIP entitlement is. With that, let's quickly cut across to the latest coming in on what the Supreme Court said on the entire NEET exam mess. The top court today said that NEET paper was leaked. Hearing a batch of pleas relating to the NEET UG exam, including those seeking a direction to conduct a retest. The Chief Justice of India, Chandrachud, said that a retest will have to be conducted if the tainted cannot be separated from the honest students. The court also asked, was NEET comparatively easy in 2024? The Supreme Court has said that cancelling the NEET UG exam should be the last resort, asking NTA to disclose the nature of paper leak, places where the leak took place, and the lag of time between occurrences of the leak and the actual conducting of NEET exams. The Supreme Court will now hear the matter on Thursday. Amidst this, students and opposition across the country continues to protest against the National Testing Agency, the NTA, and the Education Ministry. Kanu Sharda joining us live with more. Kanu, can you take us through on what transpired in court and what can we expect on Thursday? All right, we seem to have lost Kanu Sharda. We're going to try and cut across to her in just a short while from now. But the Supreme Court hearing a clutch of petitions now will continue the hearing on Thursday, but has given a very strong observation suggesting that if those who leaked the paper, those guilty, or those the ones who gave the paper fairly cannot be distinguished between, then a retest will be the order of the day, though it should be the last resort.